Hello. So my topic today is that space has no gravity and everything in the space seems to be floating. Why is it so? Is this really true that space has no gravity? Is this really true that things are floating in the space with no force of attraction towards the earth? So today we will discuss this topic. Now, as far as space is concerned, our universe is so much vast, and there is no any place in the universe where there is no gravity. At every point of the universe there is gravity, but the gravity varies from point to point. So first of all, we will remember the law of gravitation, that is F is inversely proportional to m divided by d square. So in this we have already learned that if the distance between two objects becomes larger and larger, the force of attraction will be minimum. So this is the force of law of gravitation. Here, if the distance between the two objects becomes more and more, increases and increasing, the force of attraction becomes smaller and smaller, and ultimately if it becomes too much increasing, if it becomes too much large, then force of attraction becomes too much smaller, that is negligible. And whenever there is force of attraction between two objects negligible, that is negligible means that is too much small, we don't consider that force of attraction between the two objects, and we say that there is no force of attraction. So like we will take another example. We will take an example of a feather and a rock. Feather and a rock. If you see that here, if we uh, if we let off these two things, that feather and the rock, from the same height, from the same height towards the earth, you will see that the rock will move towards the earth, but the feather will not move directly toward the earth. It would move here and there. It will not move directly toward the earth, but it will move here and there, not in a particular direction. That means the feather seems to be floating like this, here and there, here and there, here and there, and it seems to be floating in uh, the distance between the earth and the point. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे हमने क्या देखा? अब हमने देखा जो फेदर है, इसका मास बनिस्बत रॉक के बनिस्बत इसका मास जो है बहुत ही कम है. सो द मास ऑफ फेदर इज वेरी मच स्मॉल देन द मास ऑफ रॉक. दैट इज वाई रॉक मूव्स free, much freely, faster than the feather toward the earth. So now we will come to the point. Our uh, topic was space has no gravity. As far as I already told that every point in this universe has the gravity, but the gravitational force varies from point to point. That means when we go from one planet to another planet, like from earth to any other planet, like Mars, Jupiter, like Venus, or sun, or stars, the distance varies from planet to planet, and ultimately the distance becomes very much huge, very much large. Are you getting me? The distance becomes very much large, and the force of attraction toward the earth becomes too much small, that is negligible. And whenever we arrive at a point where the force of attraction between the two objects becomes negligible, it means that we will say that there is no force of attraction. Like, here is the object, here is earth, here is earth, and this is object. When the force of distance, this is distance, when there is negligible force of attraction between the two things, we'll say that there is no force of attraction. When there is no force of attraction, what will happen to this object? This object will seem to float, not in a particular direction towards the earth, but it will move here and there. It will move here and there. So that is why things seem to float. Things seem to float in the space. Actually, there is gravitation, there is gravity, but that gravity is too much small. That gravity is too much smaller, which has no effect on the object, which has no effect on the object in the space. That is why the object in the space seems to be floating, and the object seems to be masslessly floating here and there. So I I take the example of this feather and the rock, feather and the rock. So hope you are getting me. Hope you have got the answer of this question. The feather seems to be floating, but the rock comes directly toward the earth. As far as the mass of the rock is considered, uh, than that of the feather, so the feather seems to be floating, but the rock comes directly towards the earth in a particular direction. This will also come to the earth in a but not in a particular direction, moving here and there, seems to be floating. So this is the yeah, example of that space has no gravity, but and the things seem to float in the space. Thank you.